Good morning, Millennial Morticians. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of this incredible podcast. I know you could have chosen to be anywhere, but today you decided to be with us, and for that, I'm forever grateful. Well, first and foremost, I want to give thanks to our incredible sponsors, Viveo Memorial Live Streaming. If you and your families need live streaming simplified and redefined, and you want to take your live streaming experience to the next level, check them out at viveo.org. Again, check them out at viveo.org. Let's jump right into today's topic. I think it's going to change your life, change the way you think about the world, and change the way you think about our industry in so many incredible ways that have never been talked about and never been seen before. Let's dive in. The title of today's episode is The Funeral Director No One Talks About. The Funeral Director No One Talks About. Everyone thinks that being a funeral director is just about embalming, hearses, funerals. But the hardest part of being a funeral director in this profession isn't what you see, it's what nobody talks about. In this episode, my goal for today is to pull back the curtain for what it's really like working in funeral services, giving you a full picture of our day-to-day experiences, the challenges we face, the mental emotion, the heartbreaks, all the aspects that play into what we do to try to make sure that a funeral service is perfect each and every time. We make it look seamless, but there's a lot that goes into that, not only emotionally, but skill-wise and with your mental health. I'm going to explain to you today all the hours that we put in to help take the emotional weight and burden from a family. A grieving family. This side of funeral directing is one that the public rarely sees. Burnout, incompassion, fatigue are well-recognized challenges in this profession. And learning how to sustain that level of intensity and professionalism the entire time is an important aspect of how we care for families. What we do with what we have and what we know is we take this information and involve ourselves more with families. I want you to see the side of the funeral director no one talks about. The tired side, the weak side, the sometimes fragile side, just the side that has nothing left to give but still gives it and gives it at their very best because that's what's required of us each and every day. The public only sees the ceremony. Families see us for a few hours. We may have spent days preparing behind the scenes with their loved one, dressing, casketing, cosmetology, filing death certificates, pulling paperwork together, ordering caskets and merchandise. Every service represents dozens of unseen tasks that you could only imagine that we have to do. And for some of us, we're not just doing that for one family. We're doing that between 5 to 10 families at the same time. So just imagine the level of juggling, pressure, precision, accuracy, love, compassion that has to be seamlessly done in an order and in a fashion where no one's forgotten and no one feels like their grief is overlooked. That's the responsibility of a strong and compassionate funeral director. The stuff that you don't see. We may look put together, we may look calm, we may look collective, but behind the scenes, there's a lot of real work being done. It's not always talked about, it's just part of our job and the responsibility and undertaking that we put on ourselves to care for a family like you. Being on call, it changes your life. You miss holidays, dinners, birthdays, so many events, just because you have to be there for the family you're serving at that time. One thing you never get used to, but you always get used to, if you know what I mean, is sleeping with your phone nearby, really loud, so it vibrates. So if you get a death call in the middle of the night, you're prepared to act swiftly, fastly, and responsibly at any time of the day. You always have to be mentally prepared for the next call. because you never know what it could entail, the details that it can entail, and the environment that the person's loved one may be in. We have to be the champions for love and compassion and carrying someone out of grief. And we do that by being ready, armed, and dangerous in this industry and in our day to day life, because families are counting on us in their darkest hour to get it right and to be accurate. The emotional toll of constantly being available is a major contribution to burnout. It's a huge requirement, it's a huge undertaking, but it's needed. You have to be emotionally connected human to human to help get real change and real resolve in our industry, to make a real impact. People have to feel you on a level that really can't be felt in any other industry. That's what makes us special. Now, the emotional weight we carry, supporting families through the worst day of their lives, remaining calm when there's chaos all around us and everyone else is overwhelmed or doesn't know what to do or doesn't even know where to go. Learning to separate work from home, not coming home with 10 to 20 case files in your bag, turning your phone off, clearing your mind, giving yourself time to relax and recharge and refresh. Because in this industry, in this business, it's 24/7, 365. There are no real breaks. There are no set aside hours. When work calls, you answer. It's not just a job. This industry is a calling. And callings mean you pick up whenever the phone rings. Why would you still choose this profession with all the stuff I just listed and said? That's a great question. Every family deserves compassionate care. Every life has a story worth honoring. And like I always tell you guys, it's more than a job, it's a calling. And with a calling, there are sacrifices. And with great powers come great responsibilities. And we were trained for this, we were educated for this, and in turn, we were licensed for this. You're ready, you're capable. And this is the funeral director that no one talks about. They're tired, sometimes sick, sometimes hurting, sometimes mentally drained, sometimes emotionally drained, but they show up and they show out for people like me, people like you. And together, this podcast, the Millennial Mortician audience, we're going to change the way people see funeral directors. We're people as well, but we're people who can handle a lot of pressure, a lot of weight, and give a lot of love. Well, if you're a funeral professional listening today, thank you. And if you're not, I hope this episode gave you a new appreciation of the people who quietly serve families when they're needed the most. Until next time, remember, keep serving with compassion, keep learning, and remember, every life deserves to be remembered. As we end, I'm your host, Jaden Folks. This is the Millennial Mortician Podcast, a podcast that engraves, and I hope it engraved you and your families and everyone you serve this week. I love you guys. Catch you on the next one.